So, Munchie Mafia, today we are making smoked salmon dip. So we have the smoked salmon, we've got capers, garlic, chives, flat leaf parsley, sour cream, lemon juice, dillweed, onion, and cream cheese and sherry. So what we're going to start with is we're going to take care of the onion, and the onion is going to be cut in half, and we're going to do a fine dice on this. So peel this nonsense off, pitch that in the bowl. So we're just going to go along and we're going to score it or partly slice through it like so. And then we're going to go just like so, and then like so again. And, depends on how much onion you like. I like a lot of onion, so I'm more than likely going to put the whole thing. This is a sweet onion. Okay, so there we go. And don't forget, claw, and don't put your finger up here on the spine. Makes things a little bit unstable. So next what we have is garlic. And you don't have to put garlic in it, but I really like garlic. Yeah. What the heck? Okay, so we don't have to be perfect with this. Just give it a rough chop. The reason why is because we're going to put it through a food processor with all the other ingredients. Now, before we start, what we want to do is we want to actually take a taste of this. I didn't smoke this. This was Kayla's dad, so I don't know exactly how much salt is in it. So we're going to give it a taste and see if we're going to need to adjust with salt or not. And we're going to need to adjust with salt. Get my fancy schmancy thingy here. Turn on that. Sorry about the fan. 50-50 chance that our smoke detector could go off. What I'm doing with the onions is I'm going to give them a saute, and I'm using extra virgin olive oil, just a little splash of it, not a whole lot. So we just want to kind of move it around a little bit. Sorry if that was too loud. We're going to let those soften a bit, and then we're going to add the garlic. And then we're going to let those get happy with the onions, and then we're going to hit it with the sherry. So what we're using for the whiskey, let's see here. I guess the only other one that I've got is maple glazed donut. It's Sazerac rye. So this is going to be a little on the stout side, but it's going to be delicious. While we're at it, let's talk about pairings. This would be freaking phenomenal with Elysian Brewing Space Dust IPA or any other kind of IPA that you can get locally. In case you can't get the Elysian in your area, it's actually a local brew. It's just so yummy. If I had remembered to ask Timmy to pick up a can, I would have put some of that beer in this. Now, with this, you could also, if you desire, you could put some chili peppers, Old Bay, gotta have Old Bay. All right, so that's looking pretty delicious right there. It's almost there, not quite. And even though we're putting it in a food processor, I like to dice this up real small because this is going to go in last. Because we're just going to pulse this. All right, now we're giving this a stirry stir and a little bit more stirry stir. We're getting a little bit of color on there. Sure, okay, we can caramelize it a little bit. Doesn't hurt. Just brings out the sweetness. Takes a little bit of that bite out of there. All right, Drew. Whee! All righty. We're just going to let this burn off and reduce down a little bit. The culinary term is aussec. All right, so roll it all up. Roly, roly, roly. Foldy, foldy, foldy. We're just going to give it a rough chop. It's going to go into the food processor. All righty, there we go. All right, so we got that in there. I think I saw skin. Yes, I did see skin. We don't want the skin. I would say this is probably about a half pound. Let's see. Of salmon. A little bit goes a long way. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to just break it all up into this food processor and pray that it turns on. So just break it up so you're not spinning big chunks in there. It's just whirling around and you're like, oh, screw this. You have to go in there and fix it anyway. So might as well fix it first. And then is 8 ounces of cream cheese. That's going to go in there. And it's best to let it sit out at room temperature for a bit so that it's softened and it doesn't cause any trouble. Okay. And this is 24 ounces of sour cream, but we're not using all of that. Just use your best judgment. Okay, so, dillweed. Got to have dillweed. And let's see here. Depending on how much you like dillweed, about a tablespoon. All right, next is going to be some salt. Now, there wasn't much salt at all in that, so we're just going to start with a tablespoon of salt. And I'm just going to eyeball this. I'm just going to put roughly 12 ounces of sour cream in there and see how it goes. Oh, I'm a freak for Old Bay, so I'm going to say a tablespoon and a teaspoon. Right here, like that. Oh my God. All right, let's see here. Get it all out of there. Yeah, if you want to get bougie, you could use shallot instead of onion. Now we're going to want to drain out the capers. These are also very briny, so when you're making that part, make sure that you don't put a hell of a lot of salt in there. Just lightly salt. Okay, because these things are salty. So depending on how much capers you like, I say about a quarter. You know what? It's really not a lot. add just a little smidge. Whoopsie. That's fine. It's fine. There's no real measurement to this. It's just eyeballing it. Okay, so there's that. The best part right here, all this yummy goodness. Look at that nice golden caramelized color. Just gonna dump it in there and fold like real. Oh my goodness, that smells so good. Oh, I really wish y'all could smell this. Okay, so I'm dump some of this in the dish. Now there's that, and look at how pretty those are. They're nice. You got a nice, beautiful color to them. All right, there's our beautiful sourdough baguette. And I like to cut it on a bias, and the bias cut is like this. And I like to do them thin because I don't like having huge things of bread in my mouth. Oh, this is a nice baguette. I'm really pleased with this. Good job, Timmy. Good job. Now, some of the other things that you could put with this would be like olives and pepperoncinis, other pickled vegetables, maybe some cheeses. Maybe some sopressata and salami. It's up to you. And some dried fruits, even, and make your own little charcuterie board for game day. Now we're going to just garnish it with this because we got to have that. We got to have chives. Chives are wonderful. One of the other things that you can do is you could make a sourdough bread bowl and put it in there, and kind of partly cut through it so it looks like a flower, like a lotus flower. All right, and there we go. That's it. That's all there is. So where could I get smoked salmon? A lot of grocery stores have some in their seafood case. It's not going to be that great. Some butcher shops might have a smoker there, and they could either custom smoke for you, or maybe they already have some that they've already smoked. Always check your local butcher shop first. Now, when it sets in the refrigerator, you can spoon it out into quenelles by just turning it with two spoons of the same size, and just dollop it on, and then put a little bit of that on there. And so I'm gonna give one a whirl. Just because I love salmon dip. So yes, it's a little on the green side, but it's very herbaceous. Perfect amount of salt. Wow, that garlic.
If you haven't yet subscribed to Munchie Mafia Official, now is that time. What's stopping you?